There's so many challenges we had to face when you're in New Zealand, but looking for, establishing our life here was the biggest challenge. So when a customer comes for a mortgage journey and an advice, like there's such a, even if we say like, okay, sorry, we can't do that. So we don't feel guilty for it because like it's the bank's policy.
It is a bank policy.
I can't do anything.
That's right.
But when you go to the other side of the customer and I'm going to stay with you, I'm going to get this approved for you. So then as a mortgage advisor, that totally changes.
That's right.
The main challenge or the things that I see is like recruiting the correct people for the correct job, whether I'm going to make the correct decision, like even the marketing decisions or the expansion decisions. So those are the main risks that I have to take. So we are the 2011 batch, right? Kind of rebellious, I would say, because there are like so many instances that even the principal would have stepped out and said that.
Looking back now, it was a perfect decision that they made for me to go to school, also go back to year 11, because it allowed me to have time for me to learn English and as well as get the university entrance as well.
For some miraculous reason, you are here. So why do you have to give up? I mean, anyone else, there can be someone else. That person is not there, but you are here.
But you are here.
Welcome to Talk with the Courageous Heart. I'm glad you are here today. Let's take a moment to breathe, settle in, and begin today's conversation.
Kia ora whanau, welcome to another brand new episode of Talk with a Courageous Heart. As I promised you last time, I have another courageous heart today. Before I get this person in, I would like to do a small introduction. I cross path with this person is about 1 year ago when I decided to buy a house. This person was my mortgage advisor and he was so good at explaining everything. And I don't know what our chances, but he also, I'm originally from Sri Lanka, as you guys know, and he also from Sri Lanka as well. And I found out that me and I went to same school in Sri Lanka. I mean, we're different ages, of course, but we went to the same school. So I was like, why don't I invite him? And I'm pretty sure he got a lot to share. So I'm so grateful, and we'll get to know him more and more as we go through this journey. And without further ado, I would like to invite Anagi Wijeratne. How are you, Anagi?
I'm good, Andrew. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Look, I just can't be grateful you saying yes. And thank you for giving me your time.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Thank you so much again. Look, it's been 1 year. I kind of got to know you, and well, I was trying to buy a house back then, but it didn't really go as I planned. But thank you for walking me through all the steps and all the options that I had at that time, and I found it was really helpful, and I can't recommend you more to the people. Anagi, I might know who you are, but other people might not know who you are. So if I ask you, before I go there, so the people that who hasn't watched a episode of this podcast, how this works is, I ask my guests few questions. It's all about courage and how courage played a part through different seasons in their lives. So, Anagi, if I ask you, who are you? How would you describe yourself?
Oh, so my name is Anagi Wijeratne, and if you ask me who I am, I'll put it simply like a very simple person, very down to earth, who gets like friendly with everyone, and just that's it. Yeah,
and I can't agree with you more. And thank you for that as well. If you're okay with it, I would like to dive into the first question. Is that okay?
Yeah,
with
that's
you?
fine.
Yeah. So this podcast talk about courage, and I just simply want to know what is courage means to you, and can you also share a moment where you had to be courageous?
Yeah, so courage means a lot to me. So I just can't put it in one word, but I just kind of categorize into 3 areas when I like dealing with my life, my work and everything. So courage is more like doing the right thing in like a difficult situations, and another thing, courage is like getting out of the comfort zone and be who you are, like do the best. And another thing is courage. What I mean is like just to be like, try to be who, I mean, like to do the things that you're not ever done before, like jump into that deep end,
Yeah,
you know,
and
to
take the
do
risk.
that, take the
Yeah,
risk. So courage is something that kind of like way beyond like what we think, but it's like a very strong word, I
Yeah,
would say.
that is right. And can you share a moment where you had to be courageous so far in your journey?
Yeah, and so far in my journey, like there's so many steps that I had to be more courageous. Like for an instance, first thing when I moved to New Zealand,
Yeah.
that is something that I had to make that decision, right? All right, I'm going to do this. So another thing, like when I moved to here and when I changed my job, so I used to work in a bank,
Yeah.
and when I got the opportunity to work in a company, like a newly inventing company, so
Yeah.
I was the second or the third person who was like started with the
yeah,
other two people
yeah.
who started.
Oh,
so
wow.
so we are the initial people who started this. So it's kind of like a big risk
Yeah.
and
yeah.
like a big decision, like you know, from a bank to like a new company,
yeah.
like do everything from scratch
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
So I had to make that tough decision, getting
Yeah.
out of my comfort zone. This is what I should be doing.
Yeah.
So I had to have a lot of courage to do that.
And how long ago was this? You guys started this company?
This was about 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at the company.
It has grown.
Where the company has gone.
It has gone. It has grown.
It's like it's grown a lot, and it's grown everywhere in the country as
Yeah.
well. Wow. And Anagi, that you mentioned you moved from the country as well. You moved from Sri Lanka as well. Moving from Sri Lanka and building your life in a new country is not easy. What was one of the biggest challenges you faced when you were first starting out here?
So the biggest challenge is getting to know the people and networking. Like if you come to a new country without, you don't know any people. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have any contacts, right? And another thing, you have to start from scratch.
That's right,
So like
yes.
if you're like here, then you'll be starting from here.
This guy, yeah.
When we moved from Sri Lanka, when it's like I was in the banking, my wife was in the banking, she was a corporate manager as well. So when we gave that resignation letter, like even my immediate boss, who's the current MD now, when he said, no, we're not going to accept that. Take this home, come within a week, think about it. And after a week, we said, no, we are doing this.
We're doing this, yeah.
And the reason we did that is like, for example, for our kids, the main reason is for our kids' future,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And the main risk, the challenges what we had is like, okay, well, we're not going to do this, but how are we going to survive? How are we going to start? So I can remember a point, like we were like, both were like she got a job, she managed to deal a few jobs here and there, but for like 6 months I couldn't find a job. It's like for the simple, I mean, like I even applied for all the jobs, like even for like anything, like in any labor job, I had applied everything, but nothing worked out.
Oh, wow.
So there's a point that we came out, like we're running out of our savings, the balance is coming down little by little, and then it came to a point, and there's a slight chance in my life. So I took a chance, I took courage to go and see one of the GMs in one of the banks. We had a small conversation, someone told, go and talk to this guy, so I went and talked.
Yeah.
And that's where I managed to land on a job in a bank.
Yeah.
So there's so many challenges we had to face when you're in New Zealand, but looking for, I mean, like establishing our life here was the biggest challenge.
Well, I just can't believe that it must have been a really hard time, like going 6 months without a job, and like especially when you're completely new here, and I totally understand you did that for your kids as well, because my mom and dad did that for us, because they would rather stay in Sri Lanka because that's where they're born, that's their home, but they're here and they're leaving their mom and dad in Sri Lanka, and because for their kids, and for you because of your kids, and I can totally understand that as well. Thank you for sharing that. As a mortgage advisor, you are helping people make some of the biggest financial decisions of their lives. Has there been a moment where you really felt that weight of that responsibility?
Oh man, yeah. So that is every day of my life.
Yeah, we're talking about like 30 years of
So I'll compare with the bank. When I used to in the bank, right? We work with the bank. So like in the sense, like we are working for the bank, right?
Yeah.
So when a customer comes for a mortgage journey and an advice, like there's even if you say like, okay, sorry, we can't do that.
Yeah.
So we don't feel guilty for it because like it's the bank's policy.
It is a bank
I
policy.
can't do anything.
That's right.
But when you go to the other side of the customer and like,
Yeah.
you know, I'm going to stay with you, I'm going to get this approved for you.
Yeah.
So then as a mortgage advisor, that totally changes.
That's right.
So that kind of like, I'm being part of you and I'm going to be with you this journey together.
Yeah.
And I'll get this done for you.
Yeah.
So if something happens with any of the banks and they say like no, then kind of that response, it comes upon me.
Yeah.
I'm part of it.
Yeah, yeah, part
So
of it, yeah, that's right.
So it's kind of like my everyday life. Like, you know, when we do a mortgage advisor, we are working as a mortgage advisor,
Yeah.
broker.
Yeah.
That's what I always do. Like I carry that burden with my customers, so that stress that person going through
Yeah.
will be part of mine as
You
well.
feel that too.
I
Yeah,
feel
that's
that
right.
because
Yeah.
everything is on like deadline. Like people wants to because
Yes.
buying houses like it's kind of emotionally driven.
That is right. Yes.
If you fall in love with a house, then definitely like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy this.
I really wanna
But
buy
I
this,
have to
yeah.
make sure that they will buy that.
Yeah.
So it's been like it's quite hard
Yeah.
and difficult, but it's kind of rewarding as well. So because of that, yeah, it's every day of my life. It's like
Yeah.
having that burden on my shoulders.
Yeah, I only can imagine. But I guess once they get approved by the bank, it is pretty rewarding.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
And pretty exciting. Yeah. The people that you work for, and they're starting a new chapter of their life.
Exactly.
But I guess there are some point that you can't control the banks. I'm pretty sure there are few
There are
times
places,
that the bank didn't approve, and even though it's not your fault, you still feel guilty.
I feel guilty
because
for that, yeah.
you work with them for long, and you feel you feel them as well. And yeah, I can wow, it is a tough job.
It is.
When you actually think about it.
Yeah, if you think about it, because it's like everyone is looking up to you. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's
oh,
right.
They're thinking, oh, I'm gonna give this application to him. Oh, he's gonna get this approved. But it's like, okay, do it. But there can be chances that the bank might say no. But then mainly I keep them prepared.
Yeah.
But still, I feel like if they feel sad, and I also feel the same way. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. Thank you so much for sharing that and being honest. Look, was there ever a moment in your journey where things did not go the way you expected, and you had to pick yourself back up?
Yes. So in my personal life, this is like I said, when I moved to New Zealand,
Yeah.
that I had happened like looking for a job, then I have to pick up from the beginning. And the other thing in my work life, there are like so many instances where like sometimes I expect things to happen in a certain way, like for an example, for a mortgage advice or like a loan or something, then sometimes it doesn't go that way. Then the toughest part is to tell the customer and like convince him like, look here, this is what's going to happen, but I'll make sure that I'll be with you even this one, but we'll find another way to get this one.
Yeah.
So there are so many times, like so many instances that those things happen, but the good thing is like I'm being honest most of the time, like when it's to come to mortgage advice, because in some industry, some companies, they just kind of like gives them a lot of hope, and all of a sudden they kind of just shut them down.
Yeah.
But here I like say that, look here, this is what can happen, and I just show the full real picture. So even like if you buy a house, I'm going to tell, right, then for an example, the interest rates are low, but in future if the interest rates goes up, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
So they have to kind of mentally prepare them. So when it comes to journey, like there are instances those kind of happen, but how I get through it is like having that feeling I haven't done anything wrong there, right? I know what I'm doing is right.
Yeah.
From my point of view, it's right, but I make sure that customer understand that as well.
Yeah.
So,
and I think I can vouch for that too, because when I had to go through that process with you, you gave me all the options as well. And there were times that I couldn't make that work, and you keep trying to give me the options and the ways that I can make it work. I do really appreciate that, and I just can't be more grateful. But unfortunately, as you said, everything didn't go as I planned, so it didn't really work out. Look, looking ahead, especially the company has grown so much, and last 3 years, given the fact that you start with 3 people, and now how many people you got in the
we
team?
have about like 14 staff.
Wow, that's great. And this has nothing to do with the company, but this could be, it's up to you. But what is something that you still need to take a risk on, even after everything you have achieved?
The main thing what the risk that I have to take is like, because the company is going in a rapid phase, right? We have plans kind of expanding this in future in few different areas, which will be announced very shortly. Once we do that, because I'm heading the mortgage division, so there are 2 people working along with me, and we are planning to expand. So the risk that I have to take is like, once we're expanding, how we're going to expand our business to different markets. We mainly were focused on Sri Lankan market, but we're going to expand it to different social demographic people, like everyone, including different people. So
exactly.
the main challenge of the things that I see is like recruiting the correct people for the correct job, whether I'm going to make the correct decision, like even the marketing decisions or the expansion decisions. So those are the main risks that I have to take. But again, it comes to that point, the main first question, they have to be courageous to do that.
To take
that if you can't do that, then you have to give something to do that. Otherwise, like, you have to step in and have to
I guess, even if you fail, you will learn and you can redo it again.
That's how we learn.
Experience. Yeah, exactly. And just look, thank you so much for sharing everything you shared today. And God, I can't really believe that it's only been 3 years, and like, it's just like, I feel like, my mom's and dad's mortgage as well. Shehan did that. And they bought it about 4 or 5 years ago, but I don't know if the company was there.
No, not back in the time.
Yeah. So, and I remember Shehan is your boss. Is that?
Yeah. Not a boss, like more like friends.
Okay. So he's like, I still remember he come to our house and talk about the mortgage, and he was so friendly and everything. Sorry. I think he did.
I think it's an insurance.
He took out. My mom and dad got his insurance from him. Sorry. And he was so nice as well. And I think the whole team has a really, really nice energy, and that help out wherever they can. And even when I talked to Shehan the other day, he was so helpful and so very willing, open. And look, again, thank you so much for sharing today as well. And one more question I want to ask you. And I found out that not probably a few months ago that you and I went to same school in Sri Lanka. And as a Mauristonian, we went to Maristala College in Negombo in Sri Lanka. How do you find your childhood?
Man, back in the days, like, it was like being in a Mauristonian, it's like the school was like really massive. It's like I had a massive amount of friends. We're like doing it was 2000, because we are the 2011 batch, right? Kind of rebellious, I would say, because there are like so many instances that even the principal would have stepped out and said that you are the worst.
Really? Oh wow!
Because like we used to do like all the nasty, not bad stuff, but naughty stuff. That being naughty and bad is two different things. So we had that crazy moments in our life back in the day. But and we now today, example for today, and when you're publishing this by late, but today we're having a blood drive, a blood donation campaign happening in Sri Lanka, because 5 of our teammates during this period, we lost 5 of them. So to remember them, we are doing a blood drive today in Sri Lanka. So it says 2011 Life Foundation something. So that's happening. So we have this connection with everyone.
That is so nice. Yes,
and everyone is chipping in. It's something, because we have made a fund also. If something happens to someone, then we'll be able to financially support them. So being a Mauristonian and being able to do that and being included in that group, I feel a bit proud about it.
And feel blessed as well.
Exactly.
And look, thank you for saying that. I agree with you, because I mean, I've been to school there as well, and I've been to high school here as well. I think I have to say, some people might say I'm biased, but it is the most funnest time.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, and most funnest time. But I would say it is hard studying there in Sri Lanka. It is hard, but with your friends and just the things you do, it is most funnest time I had. And I'm pretty sure you agree with me. Look, that's all the question I have before I go to the last question. But I have before I go to the last question, I let my guest ask me a question. It is only optional. If you don't have a question, that's totally fine. We can move on. But do you have a question?
Yeah. So what are the challenges? I mean, like being you were not born here, right?
No,
Yeah.
no.
So I'd just like to know the challenges, because like we moved here when we were like in our 40s, close to 40s, but
How old are you?
I'm 45. So
Wow, you don't look 45 at all.
I don't look 45 because like I
I
don't
thought
know
you were
where
in
this.
30s.
No, I'm 45 to be honest. I don't know where my
Wow.
stress, because like yeah, I'm working in like a really stressful environment, but I don't know why it's still like this.
I actually thought you like probably mid 30s
Nah,
and
I was
late
born in
30s.
81. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So when you moved here, like in a young age,
Yeah.
what were your challenges? Because it would have been different. Sort of my experience would have been more different from yours.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
just want to know that.
So, just want to be honest. When I moved here, I was 2017, and I couldn't speak a word of English at all. And when I moved here, my dad's plan was for me. We were in Christchurch, and at that time, we call it CTP. So now it's called ARA in Christchurch. So my dad's plan was for me to go to ARA and study English because I can't speak English. So I couldn't speak English. But then when I got here, my dad changed his mind, saying, "Oh, you go into high school." I was like, "Really, Dad? I'm the oldest. I'm gonna be the oldest guy in high school." And I remember having this conversation with principal. Of course, it's my mom, my dad, and the principal. And the principal said after the discussion, "Okay, I'm gonna put you in year 11, which is like, yeah, I was the oldest kid in year
In the
11
class.
in the class, and but like I was like, I don't want to be there. I don't want to be there. I just want to go to that ARA and do the course. But like looking back now, it it was a perfect decision that they made for me to go to school, also go back to year 11, because it allowed me to have time for me to learn English and as well as get the university entrance as well. So that was the main goal. So and it made me. So I'm so glad it happened. I think the challenge was to learn English, and I think I think it was a bit toxic from my side, but what I decided was, I was young and dumb. What I decided was at that time, okay, I really want to learn English. So I decided, okay, I'm gonna cut all Sri Lankans, because every time we meet, we're gonna speak Sinhalese, and I was like, I don't want to do that. And I feel like that's why I don't have many Sri Lankan friends in New Zealand, and and so I think. And I was talking to another Sri Lankan lady about this as well. And looking back, I'm not really proud of the decision I made, but it worked. I feel like it worked. I met a lot of other like people who are from other countries, and that required for me to speak English. I think that's why I'm sitting here and like kind of confident about speaking in front of people, and that was challenge, and also a challenge was being the oldest kid in the school. And when I graduated, I was 20 years old, and I was the oldest kid again. And again, as long as also like I didn't figuring out who you really are, like what to study after high school, because you're still figuring your life out in New Zealand. And I think those three are the main challenges I had to overcome when I moved here. And yeah, so I hope I gave you a good answer.
That's fair enough. That's good. Yeah.
And yeah, so that's what I had to go through. I think so I finished year 13 and did a little bit of studying, and so I'm working today. Yeah, so here I am after 11 years.
That's good.
And so Anagi, the last question is for you is what is one sentence you would say to someone who feels like who's about to give up?
It's not a sentence. I'm going to say a paragraph, but I'm sorry
That's
about
okay.
that. But
That's okay.
say
Go
it
for
because-
it. Go for
Yeah.
it.
So like giving up. That's the
Yeah.
easiest thing. If something happens, everyone is like, oh, I'm going to give up. I'm going to do that. No. So again, if you have been courageous enough, so just want to point out something like, the chances someone born into this world. What are the chances? I mean, like, think about it. That's your parents meet,
Yeah.
your grandparents meet,
Yeah.
and goes like that. And then
Yeah.
you are right here, right now. It's 1 in a 400 trillion, roughly.
Wow.
So that are the chances that you were born into this world.
Wow.
So you are already in this world. Now think about it. You are here.
Wow.
For some miraculous reason, you are here. So why do you have to give up? I mean, anyone else, there can be someone else. That person is not there, but you are here.
But you are here. Wow.
You have to be grateful for that. Number one.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
have to be grateful because you are living, you are breathing, you are here. So at least you have that gift, and everything else, I mean, everything else can come and go.
That's right.
So why do you have to give up? I mean,
Wow.
that's, if you think about deeply, then giving up is like just giving up something else. I mean, like, come on, if you fall down, get up.
You get up.
If you make a mistake, you learn.
You learn. Yeah, that's right.
So that's how we evolve. That's how we move forward. So if someone is giving up, I mean, like, sit down and just forget about everything. I mean, like, forget about the money, forget about the things what you have, but think about yourself.
And that's crazy because when you said you being on this earth,
Yeah.
1 in 4 trillion,
1 to 400 trillion.
400. That's crazy.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God.
kind of like a rough.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, when you look at that,
Yeah,
it's
just
like-
think about the chances. Like, think
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, that's why I said, like, always, like, think about how grateful you are to be here. But then, why you worried about the things that I mean, like, you might lose a job.
Yeah.
That's not the end of the world.
Yeah, and
You might
that won't last. Yeah.
You might lose a family member, but that's not end of yours. So it's kind of like, because I learned this because I watched the video and kind of like revealed a lot of things to me. And it's like, man, it's like you have to be grateful for what you have.
Wow, that's
And-
a really big
Yeah,
realization.
So,
Wow.
and another thing I would like to say to people who are coming to New Zealand, if you're planning to move, or some any Sri Lankans watching this, just want to tell them that if you're coming to this country, make sure that you be ready to start from the scratch. Go to level 0.
That's right. Yes.
That's where you have to
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
Because if you're thinking, I have done this in this country and I want this in this country, no, that
That's right.
rarely won't happen.
And because I remember, because I got the opportunity to interview Don Sherman from
Yeah,
Sri
yeah,
Lanka,
I saw that
and
video.
he said the same thing. Like, you know, when he moved to Australia, even it doesn't matter how popular he was in Sri Lanka, he had to start from the scratch, from 0 in Australia. And yeah, I just can't be more agree with you. Like, doesn't matter what you do in Sri Lanka, when you come here, when you go to whatever country that you go to, you have to start from the scratch. It is the part of the process. And then you take a step at a time. Anagi, thank you so much. Look, I can't be more grateful, and I really enjoyed the conversation.
Oh, thank you.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, I had a really good time. And this, to be frank, this is my first like YouTube interview or something
Yeah.
like that in my life. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm quite grateful
I
for this.
actually
Yeah.
thought you might not be interested, but like, thank God you.
No,
yeah,
I was
you
quite
said
interested because like I really want to do this because like
Yeah.
like I said, like this is my first one I'm doing like this. Like, you know, someone was talking and interviewing me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is like a really good
Yeah,
interesting.
and it turned out to be great actually. Like, I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. And look, thank you for. First of all, thank you for your time. I don't know you're a very busy guy, and thank you for your time, and thank you for giving me the time to interview you, and thank you for being here today. I can't be more grateful again. Well, I wish you nothing but the best, and this is the first time we meet too. Even
Yeah,
though
honestly, yeah, we
work
were on the
together.
phone- on the phone.
only phone. But it's nice to meet you again in person for the first time, and thank you for the time again.
All right.
Look, for the people, thank you for tuning in again, and I leave you with a hope and a promise that I will be back with another courageous heart. Until then, be safe, be courageous. God bless you. Thank you so much.
Nice.
Thank you so much. So good, so good.
This podcast is still growing, so every follow and share truly means a lot. Thank you for listening to Talk with a Courageous Heart.